Hi there. Today, we're embarking on a captivating journey as we step back in time to explore the legendary TV series, The Jeffersons. I'm sure many of you hold fond memories of this classic show. The Jeffersons is a timeless gem that has left an indelible mark on television history. Join us as we relive the magic, revisiting the series with the entire cast. Then and now, we'll uncover the original identities and ages of the talented actors from the show and witness how they've transformed in the year 2023. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of The Jeffersons together, Zara Cully as Mother Jefferson. Olivia Jefferson stood out as one of the memorable sitcom mothers. Similar to the rest of her on-screen family, Mother Jefferson made her debut in All in the Family and quickly found herself in a contentious relationship with Archie Bunker, Carroll O'Connor, courtesy of his characteristically insensitive remarks. As time passed, Zara Cully's character evolved into an entertaining blend of a kind elderly lady and a challenging mother-in-law. Fans were likely disheartened when she exited the show after season 4. Regrettably, the reason behind her departure was more sorrowful than a voluntary exit for other pursuits. Cully, already in her 80s during her time on The Jeffersons, passed away on February 28, 1978, at the age of 86, as reported by the St. Petersburg Times. According to Jet magazine, the civil rights organization NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, honored Cully's contributions with a posthumous Image Award. Paul Benedict as Harry Bentley. The Jeffersons defied numerous audience expectations during its time, and even the stereotype of a formal Englishman didn't escape this subversion. Paul Benedict portrayed one of the Jeffersons' neighbors, the United Nations interpreter, Harry Bentley. Despite Bentley's tall stature and tweed-clad appearance, he defied the image of a typical Englishman. Instead, he emerged as an eccentric, expressive, and well-intentioned goof, prone to showing up at the Jeffersons' door at the most inconvenient times. Closer to the chaotic sitcom characters like Kramer, Michael Richards, in Seinfeld, than the reserved British characters of the past. Benedict began his career in the theater company of Boston, sharing the stage with luminaries like Al Pacino and generating more attention than his peers. Unlike others, the actor, who suffered from acromegaly, the same hormone disorder as Andre the Giant, leaned towards a career in comedic roles. He found success in films like This Is Spinal Tap and The Addams Family, where he portrayed the titular family's neighbor, Judge Womack, according to the Los Angeles Times. Benedict was also recognized for his role as the numbers painter on Sesame Street. Similar to some other alumni from the Jeffersons, Benedict remained active until the end. His final film credit was for the 2008 movie Side by Each. On December 1st of that year, the 70-year-old actor was discovered deceased in his home, with Vineyard Gazette reporting that he passed away from natural causes. Franklin Cover as Tom Willis. One of The Jeffersons' standout supporting characters was Tom Willis, the neighbor of the titular family and the husband of Roxy Roker's Helen Willis. First introduced in the All in the Family episode, The Jeffersons Move On Up, Tom Willis appeared throughout all 11 seasons of The Jeffersons. While this enduring role marked Franklin Cover's most recognizable contribution, his versatility extended across various acting arenas. He notably guest-starred in many popular shows from the 1980s and 1990s, making appearances in diverse series like Love Boat and Columbo. Additionally, Cover graced the cast of iconic films, including the 1975 version of The Stepford Wives and Oliver Stone's Wall Street. On February 5, 2006, Franklin Cover passed away at the Lillian Booth Actors Fund of America home in Inglewood, NJ, as reported by the New York Times. Pneumonia was cited as the cause of death for the 77-year-old actor. Sherman Hemley as George Jefferson. Introducing the straightforward and candid star, George Jefferson, who initially rose to prominence through his confrontations with Archie Bunker. Observing this gentleman in action was always entertaining, with one standout moment being his memorable boxing contest. One more punch, and you're ready, George. Despite his tough exterior, George had a good heart and was a diligent worker. Sherman Hemley, the actor behind George, knew the value of hard work, having left high school to join the Air Force. He juggled a daytime job at the post office while pursuing acting in plays at night. This path eventually led him to Broadway, where Norman Lear noticed his talent and cast him as George Jefferson. You might also recognize him from the series Amen, where he portrayed Deacon Ernest Fire for 5 successful seasons. Additionally, Hemley made a mark with his legendary voice work in the show Dinosaurs, lending his fantastic voice to the main character's boss, Earl. In 1989, Hemley, a skilled jazz keyboardist, released a single titled Ain't That a Kick in the Head. He continued acting throughout his lifetime, often reprising the role of George Jefferson, with his final appearance in 2011 on an episode of House of Pain. Beyond his acting career, he remained a private and reserved individual who never married or had children. In 2012, the same year he was posthumously inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame, Sherman Hemley sadly passed away at the age of 74 in his El Paso, Texas home. Roxy Roker as Helen Willis. Helen Willis, Louise's closest companion, seemingly takes on the role of George's primary adversary with their frequent banter, particularly concerning Helen's interracial marriage. During the casting process, producers inquired about her comfort with her character having a white husband. In response, she shared a picture of her husband, who, like Tom Willis, is also a white Jewish man. Interestingly, the son of Mr. Kravitz and Roxy Roker is the renowned musician and actor Lenny Kravitz, who was a frequent visitor to the set. Roxy's influence extends to the present day, as her granddaughter is the popular Hollywood actress Zoe Kravitz, known for her role in Big Little Lies. Following that period, she took on various minor roles, with her final TV appearance occurring in an episode of Hang-In with Mr. Cooper in 1993. Maintaining a lifelong friendship with Marla Gibbs, Roxy sadly passed away in 1995 at the age of 66 due to breast cancer. In a poignant tribute, Lenny Kravitz composed the song Thinking of You after her demise, and the accompanying video features Lenny singing alongside a youthful photo of Roxy, a touching homage. Marla Gibbs as Florence Johnston. Who doesn't adore Florence? The household's quick-witted and sassy maid, capable of bringing laughter to anyone with her attitude. She's not afraid to put George in his place, earning Marla Gibbs 5 Emmy nominations and garnering praise from both audiences and critics. Marla embarked on her acting journey in the early 70s, making her debut on an episode of Barney Miller in 1975. Following the Jeffersons, she carried Florence into a new series, Checking In 1981, although the show set in a posh hotel had viewers checking out instead. Fortunately, after the Jeffersons, she seamlessly transitioned into another leading role in the series 227. Teaming up with former 227 co-star Jackie Harry, she joined The First Family, portraying Harry's on-screen mother, Grandma Eddie. At the age of 91, Marla Gibbs remains active, reprising her role as Florence in 2019's Live in Front of a Studio Audience. She continues to showcase her talent, making a recent appearance on the Tracy Morgan TV show, The Last OG. With her enduring presence, it seems Marla Gibbs may indeed be the last original gangster. Isabelle Sanford as Louise Jefferson. Louise Jefferson, affectionately known as Wheezy, bears a striking resemblance to Edith Bunker from All in the Family, sharing the role of kind-hearted and sensible women dealing with their incredibly hot-headed husbands. Wheezy never shies away from delivering a clever retort when George goes on one of his rants. This dynamic couple demonstrated that even with different personalities, a lasting relationship can be built. Truly beautiful. Isabelle Sanford was the perfect fit for the role, hailing from Harlem herself. Her inaugural film appearance was in the 1967 Sidney Poitier-led Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, earning her solid reviews and catching the attention of Hollywood heavyweight Norman Lear. Initially hesitant to commit to a weekly series due to her busy schedule, Sanford took a chance on herself, a decision that paid off immensely. She garnered 7 Emmy nominations, clinching one and etching her name in history as the first African-American actress to win the lead actress category. Post The Jeffersons, she headlined her own TV show titled Isabelle's Honeymoon Hotel, airing 5 days a week in syndication, but it failed to capture audiences. Sanford revisited her iconic role as Louise Jefferson in a touring production of the real-live Jeffersons in the mid-90s alongside Sherman Hemley. She reunited with Sherman in 2 episodes of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1995. The inseparable duo also graced a series of ads for Denny's and Old Navy. Isabelle passed away in 2004 after undergoing surgery on a carotid artery just a month short of her 87th birthday. Berlinda Tolbert as Jenny Willis Jefferson. Actress Berlinda Tolbert portrayed Jenny Willis Jefferson from the series' inaugural episode, preceding that even, in the episode of All in the Family that functioned as the series' backdoor pilot. Serving as George and Wheezy's daughter-in-law and the biological daughter of neighbors Tom and Helen Willis, Jenny frequently found herself entangled in the various schemes unfolding from week to week, often more so than her husband Lionel. Tolbert featured in over 100 episodes and maintained a regular presence on the show until season 10, when Jenny and Lionel relocated to Japan, leaving their daughter Jessica in the care of her grandparents. Tolbert and Mike Evans, as Lionel, made appearances in just 2 episodes in season 11, returning from Japan to announce their divorce. Tolbert pursued acting at the North Carolina School for the Arts and had brief roles in Martin Scorsese's breakthrough film Mean Streets, along with a few minor television appearances before landing the role of Jenny. Following her tenure on The Jeffersons, Tolbert graced the stage and made appearances on episodes of Amen and Jake and the Fat Man. In 1989, she played a supporting role in Eddie Murphy's 1930s crime drama Harlem Nights, and, a year later, reunited with Scorsese for a cameo in Goodfellas. Tolbert spent the 1990s and 2000s in sporadic small roles, and in 2011, she took a hiatus from acting to care for her ailing mother in North Carolina. As of 2021, she remained a resident of Charlotte, actively engaged in local politics, advocating against gentrification and historical erasure. Ned Weir as Ralph Hart. Ned Weir portrayed their gratuity-seeking doorman, Ralph Hart, throughout the series. Renowned for consistently lingering at the Jeffersons' doorway with his hand extended, anticipating a tip, he often faced indifference from most of the cast, except for George, who typically relented. Ralph also employed it as a form of blackmail, frequently compelling George to pay more to ensure his silence on matters like stock tips. Weir, born on October 27, 1923, in Buffalo, New York, served as a Navy pilot in World War II and later earned a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. During his time at the school, he became a member of its Mask and Wig Club, an all-male comedy and musical troupe. An avid traveler, Weir explored the world, from riding a camel in Egypt to an elephant in Thailand, and swimming in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Alongside his involvement in performers' unions, Weir served as a voting member for the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Emmy Awards. After relocating to California in the mid-1960s, he met and married Dr. Skine Uku, a professor emeritus at California State University, Long Beach. Weir passed away on January 2, 2013, at the Sherman Village Health Care Center in Los Angeles, at the age of 89. Damon Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Damon Evans assumed the role of Lionel, George, and Wheezy's son in Season 2, succeeding actor-writer Mike Evans, no relation, who originated the role on All in the Family. Evans portrayed the character until the conclusion of Season 4, when he departed the series to pursue his career in theater. Mike Evans made sporadic returns to the role, beginning in Season 6, with the character experiencing prolonged absences before ultimately being written off during the show's final season. Primarily a musician, Evans initially honed his skills at Michigan's renowned Interlochen Arts Academy in his youth. Following his stint on The Jeffersons, he dedicated his focus to stage performances, with only a few on-screen roles, most notably portraying a young Alex Haley in the 1979 TV movie sequel Roots: The Next Generations. Evans earned acclaim for his stage work in British productions of Carmen Jones and the Gershwin opera Porgy and Bess, later filmed for a 1993 episode of Great Performances on PBS. Despite success overseas, he faced challenges in the U.S., grappling with depression and drug addiction as his career declined. By 2001, Evans had entered recovery and returned to performing in regional theaters. In a 2007 interview with NPR, he revealed his pursuit of an associate's degree in psychology from Bronx Community College, eventually graduating from Brooklyn College. In 2021, he made a special guest appearance at an event hosted by the university's LGBTQ Resource Center. Mike Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Mike Evans, the first and arguably more widely recognized of the two actors who portrayed Lionel Jefferson, son of George and Wheezy, initially embodied the iconic character in All in the Family and the inaugural season of The Jeffersons. Returning as Lionel from Season 6 onward, Evans left an indelible mark on the sitcom landscape. Beyond his acting role, Evans served as a co-creator and writer for the CBS sitcom Good Times, another show connected to All in the Family and spun off from Maude. Following the conclusion of The Jeffersons, Evans wasn't notably active in the acting sphere, and eventually retired after a final guest appearance on the Chuck Norris-led CBS crime show Walker, Texas Ranger. Reports suggest he shifted his focus to real estate investments. Tragically, in December 2006, he succumbed to throat cancer in 29 Palms, CA. The sitcom luminary passed away at the age of 57. J. Hammer as Alan Willis. Alan Willis, the son of Tom and Helen Willis and brother of Jenny, Berlinda Tolbert, presented as white despite being of mixed race. Initially portrayed by actor Andrew Rubin in a Season 1 episode, the character returned for a recurring role in Season 5, played by J. Hammer. Alan's white appearance becomes a source of jest by George, providing the show with a unique perspective on interracial marriage. The episode Half a Brother, Season 5, Episode 8, delves into this, as a prospective white business partner of George expresses concerns about the possibility of Alan and his daughter having a black baby. Before his time on The Jeffersons, Hammer had limited television roles, featuring in episodes of Kojak, Emergency, and Greatest Heroes of the Bible. In 1981, he took over the role of Chandler Hill Harbin on over 70 episodes of the Another World spin-off, Texas. Following this soap opera stint, Hammer enjoyed an extended run as Fletcher Reed on Guiding Light from 1984 to 1998. He returned for one episode in 1999 and again in 2009 for the series finale. Since then, Hammer has maintained a low profile and appears to have retired from acting, with the Guiding Light finale marking his most recent credit. Garrett Morris as Jimmy. In the Season 9 episode True Confessions, George and Wheezy have been supporting a 12-year-old foster child named Jimmy, or so they believed. When they finally meet him, Jimmy turns out to be a middle-aged con man, portrayed by actor Garrett Morris. Jimmy reappears in Season 10, notably in the three-part episode Mission Incredible, where George enlists him to assist Tom in reclaiming $15,000 lost to a pair of scammers. By the time he joined the Jeffersons, the New Orleans native was already renowned for movies like Cooley High and Car Wash, as well as being part of the legendary original cast of Not Ready for Primetime Players on Saturday Night Live. Following his stint on the Jeffersons, Morris primarily made guest appearances on shows such as Hill Street Blues and Who's the Boss, with recurring roles on the cop show Hunter and It's Your Move, featuring a young Jason Bateman. In the 1990s, he embraced the role of an elder statesman, portraying family or mentors to the next generation of black comedians on Rock, Martin, and The Jamie Foxx Show. He was a regular on the CBS sitcom Two Broke Girls in the 2010s and made cameos on HBO's A Black Lady sketch show and Ant-Man, among various other films and TV projects. At 85 years old, Garrett exhibits no signs of retiring anytime soon. Ebony Smith as Jessica Jefferson. With just a few appearances in the final 2 seasons of The Jeffersons, as George and Wheezy's granddaughter Jessica, actress Ebony Smith nonetheless left an impact. Frequently, Jessica was a pawn in whatever scheme her grandparents were concocting, whether it was Wheezy trying to outdo a socialite by pushing Jessica into a piano competition, or George taking charge of her Red Robin scout troop to impress for the Dry Cleaner of the Year award in the series' concluding episode. Smith had a bustling career as a child actor. Following The Jeffersons, her most recognizable role is arguably as Danny Glover's youngest daughter in the Lethal Weapon series. As a teenager and young adult, Smith joined the cast of Living Single and also made appearances on Xena Warrior Princess. She also had brief recurring roles on the soap operas The Bold and the Beautiful and Port Charles. In the 2000s, Smith transitioned to a medical career, attending the University of Southern California's Keck School of Medicine. She currently practices psychiatry under her married name, Ebony Michelle Vasquez. Ernest Harden Jr. as Marcus Henderson. Ernest Harden Jr. had a minor role in a Season 3 episode of The Jeffersons before securing the part of Marcus Henderson in Season 4's George's Help. A troubled teen from Wheezy's youth program, Marcus is ambitious in a way reminiscent of a younger George and isn't hesitant to devise a scheme or two to achieve his goals. This becomes evident in The Jefferson Curve, Season 4, Episode 14, when he falsely claims to be George's son to secure a date with a young woman. Marcus also serves as a reminder of how far, both physically and metaphorically, the Jeffersons have come from the community they originated in. After his time on The Jeffersons, Harden landed one of his most notable roles, starring in the 1980 TV movie White Mama, alongside screen legend Bette Davis. Since then, he has led the life of a working actor, dividing his time between minor roles on network shows like ER and Rizzoli and Isles, studio films such as 2002's Hollywood Homicide and Clint Eastwood's biopic J. Edgar, and taking the lead in small and independent films, including the award-winning Velvet Jesus. While we wrap up, we'd love to hear from you. Who is your favorite character from The Jeffersons, and which actor's transformation surprised you the most? Share your thoughts and memories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting content. Stay tuned for more Then and Now retrospectives, where we revisit the iconic stars who shaped our TV experiences. Until next time, take care, and here's to the enduring legacy of The Jeffersons.